All right. So we're here with Jana. Jana, tell us your last name.
My last name is Jana Mazurkiewicz-Mejsaros.
Wow.
Well, that's the whole name.
That's the whole name.
Yes.
Damn. I mean, like where I'm from in China, our last name is pretty short.
Yes.
So I noticed that people in Germany, their last names is pretty long.
Yes, Eastern Europe for sure.
Eastern Europe, usually they're pretty long.
Yes, and I took my husband's name too, which I made it worse.
Oh, okay. Your husband is also from Poland?
He's from Ukraine.
Oh, Ukraine.
We should
Oh,
interview him
got it.
separately to hear his life story.
Yeah, that would be really fun. That'll probably be one of our future interview then for a podcast, right? Yeah,
Okay.
Same spot. So, how long have you been living in the States?
10 years in the States now.
Oh, 10 years. Okay. Did you move directly from Poland to San Diego?
No.
No. Oh.
Esther, it's a long story.
Esther, what's the story?
The story is as long as my name.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Very, very long.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very,
so
very
I was
long.
born in Poland, and then I was very lucky because when I was a student there, Poland entered the European Union, so I could study in other countries. And I just saw a notice at my university that there is some spot available right now in Germany. So 2 days later I was in Germany.
Okay.
And then I loved it so much I would just go from one country to another until the end of my studies.
Uh-huh.
And she went to a party where she met my dad.
Oh.
That was later.
Romantic.
It was already in the US.
That's already in the US. So you moved to San Diego directly, or did you live in other states before?
No, I lived, well, I studied in Europe, and then because of my interest in the Yiddish language, I was thinking, where is the country where it's a dying language but still has some speakers? Where are those speakers?
Yeah.
And they are here in America, so I thought for my PhD I would come here
Wow.
to study it in depth and then meet some Yiddish speakers
Got
and
it.
have a Yiddish speaking child ideally.
Yeah,
in the
that's
future.
very impressive.
She went to a lot of Yiddish parties.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you moved here, were you like studying for your PhD or your master's?
Yes, it was the PhD.
Okay, for your PhD.
Oh, it was torture.
Huh? What was the head switcher? So I have two groups that I organize events with. One of them is San Diego International Group. That group has about 6,000 members, and the events I organize usually they're in Del Mar, sometimes in La Jolla, and we have a lot of PhD folks in that group
International.
because it's
Yeah,
international.
yeah. Is it the older group that you joined, or you started a new one?
So it's the one I joined in as an
because
event organizer.
I think 3 days after I moved to San Diego, I went to that meetup,
Which one?
the international meetup,
Oh,
the big one.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and I met one of my best friends, who
Got it.
sometimes hosts our big events, and
Okay.
I was pregnant back then, and she invited me to live in her place
Oh wow,
with her. It was
that's very
amazing.
cool.
And that was through that meetup.
Oh, okay.
And it was a very nice meetup because there were people from all over the world. It's very
All over the
interesting.
world. Yes, yes. That group we have people from Japan, China, Korea to Russia,
Yeah, everyone
Ukraine,
from-
Germany, and Latin America. Even we have like the American-born Americans.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's hand. People who have interest in culture, in language, or just wanted to have this open mind, inclusive attitude, mindset. They're
Yeah.
all allowed in our group, and it's very fun because I also organize speed dating with that group as well. So we have people from all over different kind of countries and cultures coming together, and we have conversations and just getting to know each other. It's really fun. I think that's part of being American, right? It's being inclusive. It's a melting pot. We're getting to know each other. Yeah. So tell us about your life story. So you came to America. You later got married, and then you have this beautiful art business in the central of La Jolla.
I got traumatized by cold in Michigan. And how American universities are a little different in terms of humanities. In Poland, it's more practical. you go and you do something. You're supposed to be an activist. And during my PhD, I was told that I have to be somebody who just analyzes problems instead of solving them. And I don't like that too much. I wanted to become an activist one way or another, and that's why I came up with this idea of Yiddishland.
Got it.
And I found out San Diego has better weather than Michigan. It has good theater life. People are interested in art, so I thought, it would be a nice place to move to. Yeah, and that's what happened.
Certainly. I myself too, I moved to San Diego because of the weather.
Of course.
I had 2 properties in Salt Lake City. I was also planning to run for mayor. My business was doing well as a real estate agent, and had an Airbnb business and a long-term rental. Everything was going well. I have friends and community, but then I got kind of tired of the cold weather. And Salt Lake City is also has air pollution during winter time with the cold air. Cold weather suppresses the smog. So people with like car engine, the dirty air, so it gets smoked. And so when we're like walking around in Salt Lake City and it's a little foggy, it's not it's foggy, it's actually those dirty air that's in the air that we're breathing in. So those are like my motivational factor to move to San Diego.
Yeah, air quality here is amazing.
Quality here is great.
Yeah.
We get the beach.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you spend a lot of time at the beach?
We met at the beach. So
we met at the beach, yeah.
I go almost every
audience
day.
don't know. Yeah. So what is your routine like on a daily basis? What's your schedule like?
Yes, I do my Zooms with the East Coast because we have a lot of interns and volunteers there. So from like 8:30 to 11:30. It's still, yeah. And then I pick my daughter up. She's then at school.
Is she in what grade?
First grade.
Oh, first grade. Oh, hi.
You can tell us about your school. The school is also very international, right, Esther?
Yeah?
Do you like
Oh,
your
that's
school?
awesome.
Yes, I love my school.
You love your school. High five. That's awesome. I love your energy.
So yeah, after I pick her up from school, I'm done with
Beach.
emails, etc. We go to the beach for 2 hours and then we come here.
Got it. Okay.
Because the biggest traffic here is in the evenings.
Oh yeah, yeah. I live in La Jolla myself, and so yeah, the traffic in La Jolla during rush hour time, it's pretty heavy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and especially in your this area where your business is located, it's a heavy tourists. Where people come here to walk on the beach or go check out the seals or shop at the downtown area. Yeah, I play chess at the Warwick.
Yeah.
They have the big chess set.
No, the walkability of it, the clean air, there are plenty of reasons to.
Yeah, is that
be here and enjoy.
reason why you guys decide to have the business here?
If you want to have an art gallery, there are not too many choices.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Where will you go? You will have to go where the tourists are. So either Coronado or here.
Got
I
it.
think.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So La Jolla is known for arts.
Yes, although the traffic really slowed down in the last couple of days, of years. When did you move here again?
I moved here not so long ago, about 11 months ago.
Yeah, so it was already slower.
Mm.
In my experience, San Diego was booming a little bit before the pandemic when we moved here.
Mhm.
Things were happening like this, and now it's kind of
Got it.
slowing down in terms of the tourist traffic. It's slower.
Mhm. I see. I know a few months ago there was an art
Yes.
festival.
Oh, that's
I was
a
here.
busy time. That's a
Yeah,
busy time.
super busy. The streets was like full of like different arts and venues, and I was there too. I was playing chess. I was just playing chess with a lot of random tourists.
Right.
Were you participating?
Yes, we were open for 3 days,
3 days.
and because we always benefit from the traffic that the festival creates.
Mm.
So we had wine, cheese, etc., music.
Oh, that's very
And we
nice.
also participate in First Fridays. So every first Friday of the month there is an art walk in La Jolla, and we're always open, have live music and some food and drinks.
Okay. Okay. And tell us more about your art business. How can we support and help?
Well, this is not a business, it's a non-profit organization.
Non-profit. Okay.
Yeah, for preservation of Yiddish language and culture. And it's just one element, the art, the tchotchkes and all these paintings that we see here. This is one element of what we do. We also have classes and events like concerts and performances and book talks. So it all it's happening here. If the event is bigger, then we have to rent a venue because the gallery is not.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So it's a lot going on, but I don't know if you heard, we might be relocating because the cost of having this gallery is now much higher.
Yeah.
After the pandemic.
Yeah.
So now I'm fundraising. If we fundraise enough money, we can stay. We have maybe something like 10 days to see if we can stay or we have to relocate.
Okay. If you were to relocate, where are you planning on moving to?
It's a complicated question.
Complicated, yeah.
Because we're meeting some investors
Uh-huh.
who would want to open Yiddishland hotel or Airbnb, where you would have guest rooms that are furnished like this place.
Yeah.
And we would do weddings, birthday parties, things like that.
Okay.
And I think income from those things would bring enough so we wouldn't have to worry about all this, high maintenance of the non-profit.
Yeah, I really admire that you guys have this enthusiasm and energy to put into the nonprofit.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, I have some experience with nonprofit. I used to work for United Nations for a while. I also
what are you bringing us?
a wig.
Well, we had fundraising hats that we were selling.
Oh, really?
They all sold out. So now what is left is the wig.
Got it. That's so fun.
Yes. So you had some experience with.
Some experience, United Nations, and also I was an activist in New York City. In 2013, I was one of the leading member for a Chinese American activism. It was about ABC, the news station.
Yeah.
They had a table talk show with Jimmy Kimmel, nighttime comedy, and they invited little kids. So it was like a table with about maybe 8 kids, and Jimmy Kimmel was the only adult on that table, and he was facilitating. And the topic was U.S. owed China $1.3 trillion. How should we go about it? And then a boy.
How do you go about it?
Yeah, so a boy said, "Let's kill all the Chinese."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's on YouTube. Boy said, "Let's kill all the Chinese, so we don't have to pay any debt." And then Kimmel.
It's a lot of people to kill.
That is a lot of people.
Esther, would you kill all the Chinese? How would you solve that problem?
Well, instead of killing them back, just doing other things and solving it in a peaceful way.
Oh.
Like what? What is the peaceful way?
Well, maybe gathering some Chinese
And what?
act like Martin Luther King Jr., I guess.
Oh,
Okay.
it's like Martin Luther King Jr.
Wow, I like your mindset, Esther. I like your direction and your mindset. I think with your leadership, it will solve very peacefully. So anyway, going back to that video, Kimmel, he responded, he said, "Oh, that's an interesting idea." And then he asked the children at the end, so he explored the topic with the children about killing Chinese. At the end of the segment, it was pre-recorded.
Wow.
He asked, "Shall we allow the Chinese to live?" And the kids said, "Oh, let's kill them all." It was
All
that's
of
how,
those kids?
I believe one of the kids is like verbally people just like talking. So it's not like one person answer. It's like a group of table just kind of like discussion. So that's how they ended the video, and then they put on their nighttime live TV show. And so I was at the UN at the time. Was furious when I saw that video because I grew up in New York City, experienced racism here and there. My mom was one time threatened to be pushed in the subway track by a stranger.
Did you hear that? Wow.
My dad was one time walking home from the subway. A stranger came, hit it with a glass bottle on his head, and he fainted on the floor. And also on the news, I often read, elderly man got shuffled into a subway track and hit by a train, died. Or international student walking home from library to his dorm and got approached by 4 strangers and they wanted to rob him and they stabbed him and then he died. Only child. And parents was in China. The son died. Parents put so much love and energy into caring for his kid and sending him to UC, University of California school, doing really well for his, I believe, it's not a newspaper, I believe he was going for his graduate degree, and then he wasn't bothering anybody, and he got approached, he got attacked, and so because of that, I was, very motivated to do the protest, to organize for the protest. And the funny thing is that when we organize protests in Times Square, New York, we had people coming from New Jersey, Connecticut, the tri-state area. We had a couple thousand people at the protest. We tried to invite American media to come report. None of them came. Only the Chinese media came.
You see, I have the same problem with Yiddishland.
Oh.
I also try to ask the media to cover our problems because we know we'll be replaced by another restaurant, and I don't think La Jolla needs more restaurants. I think it needs more culture. Yes. What we have here. So I was also thinking to organize a protest and force authorities to pay a little more attention to what's happening, because it's not only us, it's small business, it's non-profit all over the place. A lot of galleries have closed recently because we have to compete with Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. It's not an equal fight,
Yes, because they're for profit, and you guys are non-profit. You're here to preserve culture.
Right. And the door is open for everybody, Jewish, not Jewish, culture, not culture. People can ask questions, and we hope also to help fight anti-Semitism that way, because if you meet nice Jewish people, you have good memories with them. You'll be less likely to then shout, kill the Jews, or kill the Chinese, It's the same fear of unknown that people have.
Yeah.
So if you have open door without a guard and the gate, right, it allows these kind of interactions that normally you would not have.
I agree. Yeah. I feel like when we are doing the podcast right now, in a way, we're breaking that stereotype. We're building friendship, we're building relationship and understanding of one another.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going into the nonprofit, that was the reason why I said I respect you guys for doing a nonprofit here and be able to maintain for this many years. We tried to do something like that. After the protest, a bunch of us were getting together with planning on forming a nonprofit civil rights organization called the Chinese Americans for Equality, a civil rights organization. But because it's a nonprofit, we tried and it did not succeed because we all very busy with our own work.
Of course.
We don't have the money to have a place and hire staff, etc.
No,
so
we never can hire staff. That's impossible. It's very sad, but that's just the reality. We can hire contractors once in a while, but that's it.
Yeah.
I would love to have some help here in terms of paid staff.
Yeah. The farthest we went was create an NGO, and that was it. We had like weekly meetings on Zoom, like lots of meetings. We put a lot of enthusiasm into it, but at the end, because it's non-profit, we don't have the time and the money to make it like official.
Right.
Yeah. So we understand the challenges of running a non-profit and really admire the courage and dedication that you put into it.
Well, somebody has to do it, and you have one life, so whatever difference you can make with using your education. I learned a lot in Michigan, and I want to use it. Not just use it to analyze, sit in a dark room and analyze.
That sounds boring.
No, it's good, but I'm not the type, If somebody is the type and wants to analyze and write books, people already wrote a lot of books, and Yiddish keeps dying and dying and dying. Most people who, walk here on the street don't even know what Yiddish is. So that's the purpose of our existence, to explain to them and to make sure it doesn't die out completely. So, we need to make people aware. It's not enough to sit in the dark room in academia.
Yeah.
We have to do some work, actual work.
I see.
In that regard, because there are lots of Jewish languages. There are 3 main Jewish languages. One is Hebrew, then there is Ladino and Yiddish. So historically, nobody used Hebrew for everyday conversation. It was just used for prayer. And then, since the biblical times that is. And then, the easiest way to explain it is people in cold places they used Yiddish, people in warm places used Ladino. Yiddish is Germanic language and Ladino is Spanish-based. So you had this distinction. And these languages have, maintained this level of speaking language until World War II. And after Holocaust, the speakers mostly died out, and then the state of Israel decided to switch to Hebrew, which was like a revolutionary decision because people haven't spoken it.
Yeah.
They modernized biblical Hebrew. They changed it a bunch, and now it's a spoken language, but it hasn't been for centuries because people used Yiddish or Ladino, depending where they lived. And there was this cultural war, and now people know what Hebrew is, but they don't know what Yiddish is. Or Ladino, Ladino speakers are even more angry than Yiddish speakers because they are completely forgotten. New Yorkers who are not Jewish might know some Yiddish words like schlep, schmuck, all these dirty
Are those
words.
swear words?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Exactly. All the words.
Schmuck. It sounds like maybe I've heard it before because I grew up in New York City.
I'm sure. But Ladino is even more extinct. Like, Latino? What are you talking about? So my heritage, I'm a Polish Jew, so my heritage is, cold language, the Yiddish.
Got it.
That's why I'm into it. But we also have Ladino classes just because I feel very strongly about preservation of that language too.
I see. Well, lots of respect for that.
Well, but there are lots of languages that have the same fate, and it's not about saving it by force, but to make it attractive, make it fun.
Yeah. Make it artistic, make it
Not
creative.
make it sad.
Yeah, make it fun because we only got one life, right? Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, can I have some more wine?
Sure, I'll get you more wine.
Please.
Polish people don't say please.
Oh, really?
They say I'm sorry a bunch.
Oh, I don't really say sorry. I usually say please.
No, they say I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you in Chinese is 谢谢.
Oh, that's not that hard.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Chinese interns.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
That's cool.
From all over.
Yeah.
So soon.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Yeah.
L'chaim.
Friendship and Happy New Year, 2024.
Happy New Year. Yes. Hopefully, this is gonna be a weird year, just as like the last year.
Well, let me know if there's anything that I can help, because I do host about 2-3 events per week.
That's a lot.
A lot. For me, it's easy. I meet probably a couple hundred people per week, easily.
So spread the word. If everybody donates $72, if we manage to convince 2,000 people to donate $72, and the ball is already rolling.
Got it. Okay, so
then we can save this place for the whole year.
Okay.
That's my new idea.
One thing I can do. I cannot promise like people's donation, because donation is one very challenging project.
Yeah.
But
spread
I have received some donations through my speed dating events. What I can do is help you spread word, and also let's say you have a event that you wanted to organize, and it's a social event.
Mm-hmm.
You can let me know how you want it, and then I can help you promote it, and then I can help you bring some people to your events, and I can help facilitate that.
Yeah, people have been asking us for speed dating events all the time.
Really? Okay.
But I don't know if the venue is big enough, and I have no experience in speed dating. We've had other single events done in the past.
We don't have to do speed dating. I think the venue, the space is not very suitable for speed dating.
Yes.
I would say maybe like singles mix and mingle event will be suitable.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have beautiful creative arts around, and then it can like have like this wine cheese event where people can come together, and then we do an icebreaker. We can host event that's related to maybe culture or personal growth related, and then have people come, and we can split it into several sections. Icebreaker, mix and mingle, and then get into this, maybe do some arts together. People can like maybe do painting together or do some drawings, like a game, and like host it for like 2 hours, and then we can make it like donation based for a non-profit. So yeah, so
I'm open to anything.
yeah, something like that. We
A
can
bunch of interesting
Okay.
events.
yeah, and whatever ideas that you have, you can share with me, and then we can come up with something.
Well, we
Project.
have to hurry up. We have maybe like 10 days left.
10 days. Okay, well, we're doing it. Well, 10 days. That's maybe in a week. In like a week, we can hold something.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But for me, the most important is to spread the word that we exist, we want to stay, and I'm not living without the fight.
Got it. Okay. Understood.
Yes, so when it comes to relocation, depends where the donors are. Oh, I see more
Oh.
wigs. That's another thing. My degree is in theater, so.
In theater?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yes, that's why we have all these wigs there
Got
and
it.
costumes.
okay. I actually am interested. So one is podcast that I'm starting, but also
I'll
I
help
want
you.
to
No, this is too small. My head is too big, but
I
I
want
can
to-
do you.
become a motivational speaker. Also wanted to get into a role of acting.
Oh,
In
yeah.
movies.
This
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah, so I'm open to that opportunity. So I'll be out there
Mhm.
networking and meeting people.
So many wigs. Yes, I miss theater days.
Yeah.
But during the pandemic, of course, it was impossible to do theater, so we started this.
Oh, okay.
And now we can do little things like open mic.
Say hi to the camera. Camera's right there.
Esther, why do you like Yiddishland?
Fun.
Why is it fun?
Goats.
Oh, you want to goats? What do you
Milk
want?
goats.
You want to milk goats
Now
here?
I want goats. Friend goats.
Oh, you want goats? Yes, so big Yiddishland would have goats.
Uh-huh.
It's a Yiddish animal
Oh,
in terms
okay.
of a symbol of Yiddish culture.
Goats. Got it.
This is a way to spell.
I've been to the Navajo
How about
Nation.
him?
Let's see. How do I look at it? There we
We have a winner. We have a winner.
Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna go on to my next speed dating with this. What do you think, Esther? Sounds good.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah, good.
I think you have a head that is perfect for all wigs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah? Don't eat the hair though.
Yeah.
It's not tasty.
I'm learning to be. I'm experiencing what it's like to be a woman.
Oh.
Right? Ladies
Yes.
have longer hair,
Yes.
and me wearing this is it's like experiencing long hair.
Yes, especially in the summer, you don't want to
Oh
experience.
yeah, what is it like being in summer?
Ah,
Hot, right? I'm already feeling warm
We're
wearing this.
always wet because we go to the beach, so
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
we just
And
wet.
then you have to like dry your hair after shower.
We don't dry.
You don't dry. Just like shake it.
No, just let it dry.
Just let it dry naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Yeah.
That's right. So yes, bigger Yiddishland, we're looking for investors to invest in the bigger project, and wherever the investors want this project to go, that's where it's gonna go.
Got it.
So we have plans of Costa Rica, Mexico,
Wow.
Los Angeles, or Florida.
Uh-huh.
The zoning here is challenging because
Yeah.
you cannot live where you work, you cannot have like a nail salon with the, whatever. It has to be one purpose.
I see.
And other states and other countries don't have these restrictions.
Oh, okay.
So in the long run, either we get lucky and we get a lot of money here in California, we can stay. But I'm telling you, this project, this project, this big project of big Yiddishland in California would cost 80 million. And in Florida, Costa Rica, or Mexico, 500,000, so 600,000. So the difference is huge
That is huge.
because of the contractors and the zoning and all these issues.
Right. See.
It's just more bureaucratic here.
Got it. Yeah.
And then you have to wait and wait and wait. So we'll see. I would love to stay here, but I'm just realistically cautious.
I see.
Yeah, because you have to get very lucky to be able to implement such a project here.
I see. Wow.
But I think it has to be done because I miss my theater days. I want a larger space where we can do theater performances and weddings and all of that.
You do weddings?
I'm a theater director, so it's for me very easy to do some, to create a wedding.
Oh, that's
It's
so
just
cool.
like big show.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have friends tell me to become a wedding host, like a speaker,
Exactly.
like facilitator.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun.
I think it's a fun job and
Yeah.
very new.
It is very fun, right? You know, people are happy, people are getting married, and it's
But
exciting.
there's so much drama though.
It's okay, I can handle drama really well.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, like my meetup events, sometimes we get like
You
yesterday.
also get drama there?
Yesterday we had 43, I believe, like 43 attendees hiking Torrey Pines. You know, Torrey Pines is so narrow.
Yeah.
Like we line like rows of people. Yeah, and sometimes we get drama here and there, but I think I could handle those drama really well. So usually I'm able to de-escalate those drama. Give you an example.
Yes, please. I'm curious.
That was not an event. It was just personal. When I was still living in New York City, I was jogging to the park near my house. It's like an Italian neighborhood, Ozone Park. And I'm a martial artist, so I work out, right? I practice my punching and kicks, etc.
Right.
And so I was in the park, and there was about 15 guys. They were playing basketball.
Oh, I remember you told me that story. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you that story.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll tell you to the podcast
It's a good.
audience. So I was practicing, and then they decided to come and surround me. They decided to come surround me.
Listen to the story. It's a good story.
And so they did. They came and they surrounded me. I was standing. Actually, I posted a picture in my podcast, in my Instagram, the other day when I was visiting New York.
Listen to the story. You'll learn something.
So they surrounded me. In my head, I was thinking like, what do I do? I'm in a situation where I could get beat up pretty bad because they were surrounding me, and those guys are not like weak. They're like, they were fit. And so I had one thought in my mind. It's like, okay, the person who initiated the conversation with me, I'm gonna single him out. So I asked him to give me a kick on my leg. And so because I practice martial arts every single day, he threw me a kick. It didn't hurt a bit. I absorbed it without flinching. And so then I said, now it's my turn to give your kick because your kick is not good enough. So I showed him how I kick. So I said, okay, now you stand over there. I'm gonna give you a kick. And so what I do is I threw him a hard roundhouse kick on his leg. So he felt the pain, and he was limping. And so what I did with the whole entire group is I took the opportunity, because now I kind of like shift the energy around.
Yeah.
Took the opportunity, I asked the whole entire group, I said, hey, do you guys want to learn some moves? And then they all said like, yeah, show us some moves. So okay, you guys line up a few rows, and then there was one guy smoking a cigarette. He's putting a cigarette in his mouth. I said, you with the cigarette, no smoking in class, drop it. So he put the cigarettes away. Now I have the control of the group, show them like some like Wing Chun moves, and then some kicks for like about a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I asked them, do you guys want to learn any more? They're like, oh, we're good now. So we're friendly now. So I shook a few of their hands, and then said, hey, I gotta go, and then say goodbye, and then I jogged and went home. So the experience was like,
And then
you know,
breathe. Oh.
de-escalating and breathe. Yeah, because my heart was racing.
Yeah.
was like a lot of people, a lot of tall guys surrounding me. And then I read newspaper where like so and so got stabbed and so got beat up, and so like and then I hear stories where guys get bullied in the military and committed suicide. And so I'm aware of those kind of situations. So I know if I confront them directly, I will get hurt very bad. 15. It's not like 2 people. It's not like 3 people. It's 15 of them. So that was like one experience of like de-escalating a situation, not directly by force, but by strategy and some respect for other people.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a.
Not to get tribal right away.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's a good example. Did you listen, Esther?
Banana.
So one question I usually ask my group on Facebook is called Leadership Quotes. It grew organically. Now we have about over 60,000 members in that group. When they wanted to participate, I usually ask them, what is one life lesson that you will give to your younger self? Let's say going back in time, you are at Esther's age.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give the Jana who is in 1st grade?
Yes, I would probably say, if you're wondering, do it or not do it, do it.
If you're wondering, do it or not do it, do it.
Unless it's dangerous or somehow, or somehow, it's going to harm somebody. But if there is no immediate danger and this is just about confronting your fears, then just do it.
Got it, okay.
Especially if you're young and you can, without facing any crazy consequences in life. Because the older you are, the more consequences.
The older you are, the more consequences, okay.
Just like what I tell our interns, right? Because they work for us, I told them, this is a very safe zone for you to experiment. Because if you mess up, it's on me, not on you. Right?
Yeah.
So when you were a student, when you were young, when you were in school, it's not on you. The mess you make is not on you. Very often.
What makes you want to give yourself that advice?
Well, because there were times when I messed up by not doing my omission. And I should have done, I haven't done something, and I should have done, let's say, I would meet a VIP in the bathroom, and I would just freak out and not talk to them. You know what I'm saying? There are opportunities that life presents to you.
Got it.
And if you ask yourself, should I do it or not do it?
Do it.
It's dangerous, just do it. Because even if you're like shy and it's not perfect, nothing is ever perfect. Life is like a rehearsal, It's not like a show.
Yeah.
I think it helps to know. It's like a rehearsal. Nothing will ever be perfect.
I agree. Nothing will ever be perfect.
If you think, I do it when I'm better at it, you'll never be better at it. There will always be something that goes wrong. So just do it now.
I agree. Well said.
So that's my advice to younger self in those moments.
Yeah.
Yes. Just like I go, into cold water, and I never want to go.
You go into cold water?
Yes, I go swimming.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I never want to.
Oh.
And I always maybe I will not do it, and then I have to push myself to do it because then you feel, it's extremely healthy for you. You feel energized. Your whole day will be better if you do it. So it's just the same approach. I want to approach life as I approach this cold ocean. Even if it's scary and it's uncomfortable, do it.
I see.
It's gonna benefit you.
That's a good inspiration, insight for many people.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We all need inspiration one way or another.
I think so. Yeah. I feel like in the society, I do encounter there are a lot of people who lack the courage to take the action.
Oh yes.
Don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, the things that are tolerated here in America, in Poland, people will be on the street protesting, like paying for this amounts of money, absurd,
Oh, that's true.
paying for education.
Yeah.
like 60,000 per semester at some prestigious university that teaches
Right.
you no practical skills whatsoever.
I agree.
Things like that. How come do we tolerate those things without questioning them?
That's true.
That's unheard to me.
Wow. Yeah.
Why do we? I'm sure if everybody mobilized, we could fight those harmful things.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do fight my medical bills.
Do you?
Yes, because to me it's so absurd. I can't let it go. So I'm gonna,
I actually do too.
Did
I do. Yeah. In fact, I don't even pay them,
yeah.
and they couldn't do anything about it. Oh, shoot, I should. I'm sharing a lot with the wine.
No, but there are things that are
They're going
just
after me in the future.
so idiotic.
I agree.
It's
It's
very
true. There are a lot of professors at the university. They have a degree, they have something on paper, but their teaching skill, poor. Leadership skill, poor.
We don't have good leaders. I mean, it's very hard, especially in the politics. I can't see any.
Agree.
And then we follow people whom we shouldn't follow because of that.
Yeah,
It's a weird time in history.
it's
In
true.
that regard. People need more leadership skills and real understanding of what's going on around them.
Mm.
If you read any of those books, what happened.
Wow, those are like antique looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saying what is happening in our society right now, the exact mechanism were happening before the Second World War, 100 years ago. There was a pandemic, then there was a Great Depression, so you have all these things.
There's a pattern.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think are good leadership qualities?
Having your head open, because a lot of people have an opinion, then they learned that the opinion is wrong, and they are embarrassed to admit they were wrong, so they stick to this opinion even if they know that it's wrong.
Because of their ego.
Exactly, the
Yeah.
ego is the worst enemy.
Mm.
It's I've seen it many times, all over.
Mm.
Just admit you were wrong. The biggest leaders in history admitted, okay, I was wrong at this point. You have to admit, I was wrong. This is my opinion now because I learned blah 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 blah. That was the case with communism, right?
Mm.
So right after World War II, in Poland, there were lots of people who couldn't flourish in any other system. Right? They benefited from the communist system, and they loved it. And then they learned their colleagues were murdered. Other people had no means. They had no food, and they admitted, okay, I was wrong about communism. The fact that I'm comfortable now and I wasn't before doesn't mean everybody's comfortable and it's a great system, right? So they said, I'm wrong. I love this system because it benefited me, but then I saw the suffering of others. I'm wrong. I was wrong. That's for me good leadership,
Okay. So
if you benefit from something, you don't start saying everybody's a loser because they don't benefit, right? Because under communism, whoever was a member of aristocracy or higher society was screwed. Whoever had higher education was screwed.
Yeah.
Because it was a paradise for peasants,
Yeah.
people with no education. And
Yeah.
they were flourishing, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But things...
A little bit, yeah, because I was born in China, so there's historical documentaries talking about like the Mao Zedong's Cultural Revolution,
Exactly.
where they arrest professors, doctors, business people, just put them in jail and question them, like it's
Interrogation.
Interrogation. So number one, somebody who's open-minded, able to admit that they're wrong. Give me two more. What are the two leadership qualities do you think is?
Well, speak up if you see something you don't agree with,
Got it.
even if it backfires on you.
Mm.
Because I think good leader is a leader of everybody, not just your social class, not your kind of people versus other kinds of people. The President of the United States should be a leader of everybody. It doesn't matter what kind of views they have.
Yeah,
what degrees they have, etc.
yeah. The president of the United States is very questionable.
Everybody. You
He's-
are the leader of the whole society.
Mm. I meant his intelligence.
Whatever, we don't know. It's not a secret.
Oh man, yeah, we pretty much all know, right?
Right, so you are a leader of everybody, not just people who are like you, who have your beliefs, who have your degrees, you know, everybody.
That's true because you're elected for the people of the United States.
Right, all of them.
So you're representing everybody in the United States, not for the ones who voted for you.
Right. Well, my grandma was great in that regard. I
Really?
remember she would talk to a homeless person, to a drug addict, to a clinic lady, and to a member of aristocracy in the same way.
You know, that's actually reflects my style as well.
Everybody, doesn't matter who it was. And it's hard sometimes.
I enjoy talking to everybody. I talk to homeless people. In fact, I met
Here in the village.
a homeless lady in downtown San Diego like about 3 days ago. I was at a real estate networking event, so I got there a little early. I was on the street, taking a walk, and then she approaches me. She started a conversation with me. She asked me about what kind of car I drive and what's my view about Tesla.
Oh.
She asked me about what are my thoughts about homeless people in San Diego, and then and she mentioned about she wants respect. She wants to be heard. She also mentioned about money is not important to her. And at the end of the conversation, she decides to hand me all her money. That was funny. She took out, I think she had like $3.75. She's like, here, you can have all my money. Open my hand and put it there.
Wow.
First time ever where a homeless person gave me all their
Wow.
pocket change.
You should have an interview with this lady.
For real, yeah. She was quite interesting. And yeah, I think there's part of her that she felt probably not respected.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her,
for sure.
you know, San Diego is a great weather. You know, if you enjoy sleeping on the street, you're not gonna freeze to death or get into a heat stroke. So it's a comfortable climate. That's all I said. And I think she felt that she was heard, and she also wanted to demonstrate that she doesn't need money to live a happy life. And so that was her gesture. Hand me her $3, $4, something like that. So that was quite interesting. Yeah.
Wow. You have interesting encounters
I do.
with people and
I do. I really have. I also met a billionaire when I was in Irvine at the Starbucks. I first encountered this Chinese guy. He was wearing a Gucci sneaker, and so me and him, we had a good conversation. He said he's from Shanghai. He owns properties in Shanghai. I'm like, whoa, you know, in Irvine, there's a lot of wealthy Asians living over there.
I don't know how they can live in Irvine.
Man, Irvine's expensive.
No, but also there's, I don't know, you can walk around, it's like very car dependent.
It's very HOA like. It's very manicured, very very clean. No homeless at all. It's super clean.
Yeah, but it still feels artificial.
It's very artificial. It's like social Sims. If you've ever played that game before, it's like social Sims. So him and I, we were talking, and then like he seems like really like doing really well with his life. So then he's like, oh yeah, I actually work for somebody. He's a billionaire. I'm like, oh, okay. So I was telling more about his boss, billionaire. He said, oh, my boss is coming very soon to meet me. We're gonna do this online business. What's it called? Like Alibaba, that kind of like business.
Yes.
So anyway, I don't remember the term for it. So a moment later, his boss came in with a girl, and I was sitting right here. His boss came in, sat next to me. I already know that he's a billionaire because his employee told me.
Right.
And then his boss was like crossing his leg, this. So I saw his shoes.
Well, you're
And
not
then-
supposed to. It's an elegant person.
And I saw his shoes, like the shoe, on the heel of his shoes has the name of the brand name, which I don't remember.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't really. It's not like Gucci or Louis
Something.
Vuitton. It's like some long name. And then I was like I googled it. So oh, it's $3,000 or something, like $2,500, $3,000 for a pair of shoes. And so I had a brief conversation with him, and they will continue to do their work. And at the end, after a little while later, like when I am ready to leave, I say goodbye to everybody, and I shook his hand. I say like this. Imagine you're the billionaire. I say, good luck making your next billion.
Oh.
And he was like,
Sorry for my cold hand.
no, you're good. He was like, how? In his head, like by body language, he was like, how do you know I'm a billionaire? I was like, good luck making your next billion. Yeah. So I do meet a lot of different kinds of people out there.
In Starbucks.
Starbucks, yeah, Irvine. It's next to Whole Foods.
Yes, we know that.
You been there?
Starbucks,
Yeah, yeah. And we were standing at so there's like two entrances, like entrance, and then there's another entrance. So we're sitting by the corner area. There's
We
plugs.
should do our Yiddishland protest there. And then there is some where Ed wants to go, where he says the very rich ladies go. Some mall. What was it called?
Costa Mesa.
Costa Mesa.
Yeah. Anyway, what will be your third leadership quality?
Yes, we go back.
So first one was what? First one was be able to admit that
You
you're
made a
mistake. Number two is you are
Leader of all people.
Speak. okay, leader of all people. Yeah,
Yeah. The third one to pick people up when they are in doubt.
pick people up when they're in doubt.
Yeah, and kind of low, low energy, no motivation. So then you become like Martin Luther King, that my daughter mentioned. Motivational speaker, somebody who can lift people up when they need it.
Got it.
We need it so much as a society now when we don't get it at all, nobody lifts us up. Yes, so that's the third quality. It's hard to do because you have to first lift yourself up.
Yeah.
To lift the others. Yeah. You can't fake it. That's
Yeah.
not gonna work. It has
Yeah.
to be genuine.
Yeah, it has to be genuine because people can sense with somebody who is pretending to be somebody else.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of this
Don't we?
in the
Yeah.
society. Yeah.
Yeah. So and people can tell whether that person is genuine, strong, or pretending to be one.
And it's ironic because, as a leader of a non-profit, I often have this issue. We have to pay the rent. There is no grant that covers the rent, almost.
Yeah.
All grants want to cover leadership workshops.
Yeah.
We have all these leadership workshops and no leaders. Leadership workshops funded by this, by that. They don't teach leadership at all. I don't know what. I've been to these workshops, they're useless.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
It's ironic.
That is funny.
Invest so much in leadership and yet there is no leadership.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard, I don't know myself how to teach a leader, to be a leader.
Huh?
Like how to teach leadership.
How to teach leadership. That's interesting. How do you
Through practice, I think, not just theory, sitting in a room and talking 5 hours how to, be a leader. Maybe
Agreed.
assign to every student something that will train them in leadership. Not on paper, but
Yes.
in real life,
Good point.
right?
point,
Because
yes.
we spend so many hours.
In classrooms.
Yes, and then when we have to actually do something,
And you can do it
right?
because you are all in theory. You're trying to learn how to swim, but it's all in books in your head how to swim. But then when you're in the water, you freak out and you couldn't flow.
Exactly.
Similar idea.
Yes.
Leadership is through practice. Public speaking is also through practice. A lot of things in life is through practice.
If not all.
Yeah, if not all, yeah. Because just by thinking about it, just
We
by
overthink
theories,
so much.
then you get into this analysis paralysis.
And now we have social media, so So people also overthink things on social media, and then they check what other people will say, and you can spend a whole day like that
Yeah.
without doing anything.
Yeah, because
and
you
you
get
think
into,
it's activism.
you get into this rabbit hole.
Do you think it's activism to be on your phone all day and to talk about what's wrong with the world and not doing anything actually in your life about it?
Oh, now that you brought this up, I remember there was a question I was going to ask you. Because I remember I was going to ask you about the leadership. So that was more interesting because I have a group about leadership and I asked you that question. My other question was, let me think. What was it? So it was about leadership and then, remember, what is preventing people from taking action to do
Antidepressants.
Antidepressants?
Because
Okay.
you're too comfortable. Okay, you pop the pill
Yeah.
and then you can't feel anymore.
Do you feel there are a lot of people taking antidepressants?
For sure.
Yeah?
It's so easy to get antidepressants in the US.
Really?
In Poland you have to be like really, somebody died.
I've never taken one pill antidepressant, so I
I
don't
took
know.
antidepressants in grad school, otherwise I would not survive a day there.
Oh,
Because you have to it alters your personality, that you don't care.
it alters your personality.
I think so, in my opinion. It's
Oh.
like that. Then you don't care what's wrong, what's right, you just do whatever you're doing. Like a robot.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I'm saying, of course, there are people who need antidepressants, no question. I'm not saying that there is no need for these pills, but they are prescribed in such easy way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in school, I'm kind of tired, and I want to get my degree, but I can't study for my tests. Or maybe because these are stupid tests, you should not be doing that, but of course, it's like it promotes the slave mentality. I think.
Nice. I do have one friend back in Salt Lake City. Maybe I shouldn't share too much because he's gonna watch this video.
Oh, about
yeah, okay,
the
probably.
pills.
I won't
But it's a
share.
problem, I think, because unless you feel real discomfort and pain, you will not be trying to change your life.
Right.
It's just like having the pain instead of, let's say, you have a broken leg.
Yeah.
Instead of fixing the broken leg, you are on.
You numbed it.
Yes.
Oh, that's
For 40 years.
that's antidepressant. Oh, that's a good analogy. Okay.
10 of them.
That's a good analogy for antidepressant. Yeah.
I mean, it's complicated. Some people really need them, but there are other ways, let's say to elevate your mood through exercise.
Yeah.
So you should try a million other things before you take an antidepressant. Because exercise is a very powerful mood booster.
I agree. I work out every day.
Yeah, and if you experience that or sunshine,
Yes.
like if I were sitting here at the gallery
All day. Yeah.
then I would get depressed. And
Yeah.
I would take the pill and woohoo! But that's not the solution.
It's not organic. It's
Right, and this is a big business to produce those.
I agree with the workout.
Yeah, there are a million ways to elevate your mood,
The
other than
workout.
cupcakes and antidepressants.
Mm.
I know because that's my path, If I didn't exercise,
Yeah.
I would be on them for sure.
Oh.
For sure, because I have very bad problems with mood swings and anxiety and depression. But there are other ways, you can change your diet, you can exercise, you can change your thoughts.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah, but that's just what I think, and it prevents people from rebelling because it's an easy way out.
Mm.
You just go into survival mode. Okay, this is what I have to do.
Thank you for saying yes. Yeah. She's a very happy kid.
Oh yeah.
Energetic.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good childhood here in San Diego.
Yeah. Spending time at the beach, getting sunshine, hanging out with mom and dad.
And yes, also it's very good antidepressant because we have the sun and
Yeah, nice weather.
nature.
Yeah. You're right. You're right at La Jolla. You live in La Jolla too, as well, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm very grateful. We'll
Very
see for
close
how
to-
long.
I have thought distractions where people are not protesting, who are not like less taking action. Besides the the antidepressant, the medication, there's also the media, the music, the concerts, the movies,
Well, distractions
and
are
distractions.
distractions
Yeah.
all the time. Social media.
Social media, yeah, it's huge. It's probably one of the strategy why they get people not focused on that activism is because there are other distractions out there that kind of like make you not realize the reality. It gets you into this fantasy world of enjoying movies and TV shows. And when you enjoy those shows, yeah, it's very fun. But at the same time, you forget about the problems that we're having in society.
Yes, and it makes no sense, the housing crisis here. Like you'll spend everything you have on a place you sleep in.
So true, so true. San Diego is known to be one of the most expensive city
Right.
in the USA, and recently I heard that it's probably the most expensive, which I will question that because I know in New York City, I was selling real estate over there as well. I sell real estate here. New York City, a condo in Manhattan is, when I was there like about 7 years ago, I have clients calling me, and when I look it up, it's around $3 million to start off in Manhattan. But yeah, San Diego is definitely one of the most expensive in the US for sure. And you're right. Why are people spending so much money on just for a place to sleep?
Yes, it's not right.
It doesn't make sense, right? People work their butt off during the daytime to just be able to afford to pay rent for them to crash for 8 hours. Like for people like us, we like to spend at the beach, the restaurant, the library, the bookstore, the art studio. We are not home that much time.
No.
And then we're spending majority of our money, our paycheck, to pay that rent, to pay that mortgage.
Yes, it's nonsense. Yes, and then the medical bills, which I am absolutely shocked by it because, in most countries you don't have that problem. Yeah, it's absurd.
I heard Europe is pretty good.
Yes, Europe is very good.
Very good.
Oh, and also diagnosis, it takes 3 days to diagnose you versus a year.
Forever. Yeah. Because my dad is going through dialysis.
Oh, wow.
So he's getting constant different checkups. We're at the final phase now. He's gonna be online to get the kidney transplant. Crazy. Very, very long. I don't know, it's with the American medical system where they constantly have to send you in for checkups here and there for very, very long duration to figure out something. For some people, like by the time you figure it out, it's already dead.
It's already too late.
Already too late.
No, I remember when I was growing up, I would go with my mom to our doctor, and my mom would say, "Oh, I have this weird headache. I had for 3 days." She was, "Okay, hospital." No, serious, and that was, "Oh, I'm so tired. I don't know why I'm so tired recently." Hospital. Seriously, and they would have you for 3 days. There is no bed in the hospital. Okay, bed on the corridor. Or some kind of crazy situation, just because it's so important.
So
It doesn't matter if you're on a corridor or whatever. If you feel some kind of pain or whatever and you don't know why, we have to get it.
Yeah, I feel like they're much more efficient.
3 days of non-stop tests, and they will get into.
Yeah, it's like very results oriented, whereas here it's like just I don't know what the hell they're doing. I have a friend recently graduated from medical school. He's a surgeon, resident, and he's working over 100 hours a week. I'm like, wow, over 100 hours. What the hell are you doing those 100 hours? Evaluations?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
The system is very broken.
Very weird, very weird. And he did tell me some of his experiences as a surgeon. He said there's a lot of politics in the hospital, and the efficiency doesn't seem to be very good based on the things that he shared with me. Because there's also a lot of fights between coworkers, and there's also politics where like I'm the boss, you're the inferior, you're the new guy, and then the decision-making process also. Sometimes the surgeons, they will actually go into conflicts with one another.
Oh wow.
Try to decide what to do with the patient, and it can be very stressful job. Very stressful.
Oh, extremely.
Because you're life-death situation. So those are some things that he shared with me last time I met up with him, just a couple weeks ago when I was in New York. Well, over 100 hours a week. That's crazy.
No, and then you can't be effective.
Yeah.
As you're passing me notes.
Yeah.
What's allowed, what's
That's
not
so
allowed.
funny. Oh yeah. I think we covered pretty much everything we like to cover.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank
Very
you.
Nice to chat.
Yeah. We'll stay in touch, and can you tell us your business name?
Yes, it's Yiddishland, California, 1128 Wall Street in La Jolla. And you can find us online also, www.yiddishlandcalifornia.org.
Do you want to spell it out?
YIDDISH land California.org.
Okay.
YIDDISH
Okay.
land, like land.
Yeah, and then I will post the website on the podcast later on, so
Awesome.
people can.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully you can visit us.
Yeah, it'd be fun
Until
because
we-
this store, nonprofit store, is actually very central in La Jolla. So if you're visiting La Jolla, you're gonna be in this area anyway.
Mhm.
So you're very likely be able to find this shop easily just by walking. It's very walkable area.
Right, and if the door is locked, you can just text the number that is on the door. Usually I'm 15 minutes away.
Yeah, she'll teleport.
Right.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. We're done.
Bubalevo